All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Lyle's Movie Files. Chief, what's going on your end, buddy?
Everything's good.
Gunner.
Yeah, everything's good. How's everybody?
I won't complain yet. Gunner, what's new on your end?
Same old, man.
Perfect.
I'll make $1 out of 15 cents.
Javon King, what's new?
Man, I would say a lot, but honestly, nothing's new. The world is still as crazy as it was last week when we talked.
And Jace, what's up on your end?
Nothing much, man.
Cool.
Let's get it going. Let's get it started.
All right, let's start off right away with the big news for today. Morgan Freeman finally got caught up on sexual harassment charges. This is the same dude that was, I guess, messing around with his granddaughter or whatever. So, I mean, to hear him linked up in all this is not at all crazy or spectacular or shocking. Javon, I mean, what do you think about this, man? I mean, they're already starting to talk about reviewing his awards. Some places are changing out the narration he did and stuff and not doing it. Can the world get by without Morgan Freeman?
You know what? At this stage in the game, let's just wipe every man who was born from 1930 to 1985 off the record books when it comes to pop culture, because we're finding out that all of our icons, all of these popular actors, singers, musicians, whomever, producers, directors, they've all been guilty or been accused of either being sexual predators or overall creeps towards women. You know, at this stage, and I'm not defending anyone. I'm not defending bad behavior. But at this stage, who's left and who's next? Who's next? The fact that, okay, we're gonna change the narration because Morgan Freeman is now a bad man. Why the hell is Donald Trump still the president?
I mean, to me, that's the big thing. It's like, and I don't like to go all political on here, but I don't understand why we're holding celebrities and actors to a higher standard than the person who's in charge of buttons and can set us off into war and continues to make inflammatory statements.
This dickhead has the football, and we are holding him to a less of a standard than we are the guy who just narrated the damn Mountain Dew commercial. He's an actor, folks. He's an actor. Yeah, I'm not defending the fact that he may have did some bad things, but at the same time, when is enough enough? And when do we place our accountabilities where they really should be placed?
Exactly.
When do we start? That's my take on it.
Exactly. Jace, Harvey Weinstein, whichever way you want to pronounce the dude's name, I really don't care. He is apparently going to turn himself... You doing a tap dance over there? What the heck is that?
Gregory Hines over there.
Right.
Challenge.
Right. Okay.
For DR.
Jace, Harvey Weinstein is apparently going to turn himself over to officials tomorrow. And lots of people are excited, including Rose McGowan. They're saying that justice is finally being served. We're closer to justice. What do you think about this? Do you care?
What's the man charged with?
Sexual assault.
You know, if the dude's guilty of it, like,
I'm pretty sure he's guilty.
Here's one thing. I'm just like, we've been talking about this topic for almost like since the damn presidential election was going on. It's like, again, it's like you're getting all these small fries. It's like hey, I mean, like, this is the dude. Yeah, he sounds like he's a dirty dude, but like when you talk about like guys like Morgan Freeman, it's like, you know what? Basically, how Javon said it, it's like just anybody who ever hit on a woman at this point, you've obviously hit on a woman who was not interested, so you obviously sexually harassed her. So I mean, like, at this point, just stop. I mean, it's like, get the guys who are actually dirty. Like Harvey Weinstein, sounds like he's a dirty dude. Like, he might have actually committed rape against a girl. Like, yeah, he needs to go to jail. But the rest of this, I'm just, Just get rid of the dudes who do the bad stuff, and the rest of us can go to heck. I'm tired of it.
All right. Gunner, I got this one just for you, buddy.
Here we go.
NBC has just announced its newest musical, and it is going to be Hair. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm so tired of these NBC musicals, man. Like, I'll be honest, I was skeptical about The Wiz. Like, why are you messing with The Wiz? That joint became, like, super, like, blackness, magic, wonderfulness, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that was amazing. So then now they're going to do everything else. Like, I guess they did Peter Pan crap, like, beforehand. They were like, oh, okay. Yeah, they did. Jesus Christ Superstar, that was the last one I saw they did, like, what, the other week? Last month? Something
spring.
Like that.
Yeah.
And that was, it was cool, but here's the thing. I was like, I didn't like the play anyway. Like, I don't understand. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, yay, Jesus Christ Superstar is on, and it's being remade, wonderful. I didn't like that play in the first place, so yay. But The Wiz was amazing, right? So that was great. And then they've been trying to repeat that forever, like, for real. Especially, let's be real. Hair might as well be about a black woman. I mean, it's about Baltimore. And it's about hair. I mean, move on. Anyway, sure, but, I ain't gonna watch it. I just like watch it. You know what I watch? I watch my theater buffs and friends like that, like, comment on Facebook about how terrible it is or how good it is, right? And then I'll be like, all right, let me go watch. Or let me stay away from this train wreck anyway.
Right.
But, yeah, I'm like,
Is there any one that you would watch? Like, is there any Broadway play?
That was the only one I was just like, let's see what they did.
Okay.
That was the only one, because that was the only one that interested me. If they go down the gambit, yeah, I'll go. Eventually going to hit a couple that I like. They probably should do Four Color Girls. I don't know if that's made for TV. They got to do it better than freaking Tyler Perry did that. Instead of adding characters and stuff. Oh, I can fill an episode of what's wrong with that movie. Anyways, they should probably redo that. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, the play is like, I mean, he just like spat in the face with the play to me. Anyways, they can do that. I mean, what else is there? Grease, Jersey Boys. They tried Grease, right? Yeah, that was
yeah. They could do Cats,
I thought they retired Cats for like ever, right? So
they were supposed,
I don't know.
But it's now new. You know what I mean? It's new again.
Yeah. So sure, Hair. Why not? It's still not going to beat what happened with The Wiz unless they do something crazy magical.
Hey, Chief, I say this one for you. Transformers had a sequel set for next spring, but Paramount decided, you know what? Let's take this one off. Maybe we're not ready for another Transformers film. We're just going to stick with that Bumblebee spinoff. But no Transformers film apparently is going to come next year. What do you think about that?
That sounds good to me. The funny thing is, I still haven't made it past this last one. I can't get past it, and I've tried watching it, and like it was on the other day, like last weekend. I was sitting at the edge of the bed. I was watching, and then next thing I know, my phone got interested, and and I've seen my phone before, but at some point during the movie, my phone just became good again. And I was like, whoa, I've got to explore something on my phone. And the next thing I know, I was running downstairs and playing with the dog and, yelling at the mailman. I can't get past it. I don't even know what they've done to the franchise anymore.
Anymore? They kept after the second one? God damn.
Well, the last one that was decent, I won't say any good, was with the model that's now dating.
Jason.
Now dating Jason Statham.
Yeah.
That was the last decent one.
Right.
That was the last decent one with Shia LaBeouf.
Mm-hmm.
Then they switched to Donnie Wahlberg. I said Donnie, whatever the guy's name is. This new guy. It's
Marky Mark.
They've all been garbage since then. Marky Mark. There we go. Mark Wahlberg. They've all been garbage since then, to me. I mean, like I said, it was okay, that last one with Shia LaBeouf. These subsequent ones have been garbage. Pure garbage. You sit there and you want to get into them because, you grew up on Transformers. That's what you know. But I haven't been able to, like I swallowed a hard swallow on the previous Marky Mark one. This one I couldn't even. It's like when I was telling you that story about the Brussels sprout. I just held it in my cheek. I couldn't. We just sat there for hours. You know what I mean? And I don't know what the hell went on. I have no idea beyond Optimus Prime getting a Cybertron or something. I don't even know how he got there. That's the. So yeah, they can shelve this one. Maybe in another 10 years or so, we can pull it back off the shelf and re-go it. But for right now, nah, I'm good. Thanks for no thanks. You can keep this one.
Give it to Disney. Give that joint to Disney.
Can I ask a question?
They got everything else.
Can I ask a question?
All right.
Why are the Transformers movies and this franchise so bad? And how do they continue to make so much money?
The last one actually made so little that they were like, wait, we need to consider making a change. Not that they're
the reason why.
So it made,
oh my gosh. There's two words that really answer both of those questions.
Michael Bay.
Yes.
All right. That's what I needed.
But Javon, to answer your question,
I kind of figured that.
Javon, to answer your question, I think what it really is, man. All right, so like with the Marvel Studio films, if you grew up reading those Marvel comics with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, etc., when you watch the movies, it's like, okay, Captain America isn't wearing the same exact outfit as he was in the comic, but he acts the way he did in the comic. Thor, likewise, Iron Man, etc. So you see the characters that you read in the comic books in the movies, and it's like, cool. And they did a great job incorporating the stories from the comics and putting them in the movies. Right. But when you look, I mean, there's so many 80s properties that they've tried to make into movies, whether it's G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, and especially Transformers. You look at it and it's like, that's not what I liked back in the day.
No.
I mean, the Transformers films are like, most of the film is about Shia LaBeouf, and that's not interesting to anybody who grew up watching Transformers. Shia LaBeouf's in several films, and if I wanted to watch him in a movie, I could watch him in any crappy thing. But if I'm watching a Transformers film, I want to just watch giant robots transforming in cars, jets, tanks, guns, and blast away at each other.
Should always take a back seat in those kind of movies. The humans should take a back seat in that movie, right? I watched the first Transformers, and I couldn't help but think, I don't give a damn about him, his father, his mother, the quaint little house they live in, Megan Fox, although she was switching her little ass all over that screen. I don't care. I want to see the Transformers. And when you made Bumblebee some kind of mute Camaro, you took me out of it. They took me out of it. I didn't give it a chance after that. I was the Russian judge.
GM took over. GM took over. What are you going to do? That's their sponsor.
It was like the Matrix 2. How the Matrix 2 was a Ray-Ban and a Nokia mobile phone commercial. It was a 2-hour commercial. And they took us out of it. I don't know if, like you say, shelf it, Chief, and maybe revisit it 10 years when you got a real script or director, and when you can make the movie and the transforming, the cars, everything, the vehicles, whatever, look like it's really happening. Because the movies also, to me, they were just loud and dumb. It was just a CGI disaster to me.
Michael Bay.
Yeah. Moving on. I'm sorry, guys.
No problem. So now, I just, while we were talking, I broke down some very important and startling numbers if you've been paying attention since 6 years ago. Well, since Arrow debuted right after Smallville wrapped up, we've had 324 episodes of the Arrowverse. And I guess if you wanted, you could toss in those Constantine episodes since he came over from the NBC show. I'm just going to focus on the 324 that have been on the CW and Supergirl season, since that was exactly the same. And I realized if you watch an Arrowverse show long enough, you start to pick up on certain themes that get revisited constantly, and you see them over and over and over again to the point where it's like, yep, I'm watching an Arrowverse show. So we're about to play, you might be watching an Arrowverse show if. What we're going to do is, I'm going to lead off, and then we're going to pass it on to somebody else, and then we're going to pass it on and just see how long we can keep this you may be watching the Arrowverse show if game going. I'm going to just start off, and we can go from here. You might be watching an Arrowverse show if there are more interracial relationships than there are black-on-black love. I decided to count this up after watching Arrow, Flash, Legends, and Supergirl this past week. And I was like, until Black Lightning showed up, there was only one couple where a black dude and a black woman were together. And that was Joe and Cecile on The Flash. Everywhere else, it's like the black dude, the black chick's like, nah, I'm good. I think I want to hook up with somebody else. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with interracial relationships. It's just, if you want to show representation, you need to be a little bit more consistent so there's more than one black character on a show. So they have no one else to hook up with but somebody outside their race. And I think it's just weird how in The Flash we had that one editor in season 2 who was starting to try to holler at Iris, and then he just vanished off the face of the earth. So you might be watching an Arrowverse show if there are more interracial couples than there are black and black couples. All right, Chase, let's go with you next.
You know you were watching an Arrowverse show if all of the gay characters have perfect gaydar. If you've looked at Sarah, Curtis, what's her name? Kara's sister from Alex, yeah. They have never struck out at all. I mean, and Sarah Lance, she's found historical lesbians. I mean, people who never would thought. She just has it one town. She just gives them the look. It's, you're down. I mean, honestly, as I said this before, I really wish when I was single, I had that kind of radar. Not only did I know which girl I could talk to, but I know I could hook up in 5 minutes. The CW's gaydar folk, they got that thing on lock.
That's a pretty good one. Chief, you're up next.
You might be watching an Arrowverse show if the evil villain can be talked down from whatever plan they have going at the time. The last 2 Supergirl episodes I watched her talk down Rain, and then I watched her talk down another girl out of doing what they had come to do. And I was like, yo, I said, I bet I can go back and look and watch Supergirl use, just talk the character out of wanting to do whatever they came to do. That's not in your heart. You shouldn't do that. What you really want to do is this. And I'm like, what? I said, what villain actually, you know what I mean? Imagine somebody coming to rob you. Man, give me your money. Man, that's not you, man. This ain't you. Man, this, you got a family, you got somebody who loves you at home. Huh? Get on out of here.
You right.
Man, you right.
Right, I'm going to get a job.
Right. Man, get out of here.
Put down this missile launcher and
moving on.
Go to Starbucks. Yeah.
Words are stronger than fists.
Jitters.
Right. I got it. How about you?
Oh wow. You're watching that Arrowverse show when you're the superhero and you're on trial. Count them. Supergirl's the only one, right?
Hey,
I think there's Legends have been on trial. Somebody's been on trial on Legends, right? Like either back in time or like because of the time people they just breaking laws. Like forget it, we'll figure it out, and then they just kind of got chastised.
They were on trial. They were on season 1.
Every single one with Supergirl. So Oliver Queen and Green Arrow, they never ran that one. They had to run it back this season. Like, God, they're like, well, while we're at it, let's just throw Barry Allen in jail too. That was a trial. I'm sitting there like, how did that was all in court? I mean, okay, I'll give you this, I'll give them this. In real life, yeah, these bad ones would have been in court, like for real. Somebody would have called them. These bad ones always got their mask off somewhere, some way, shape, or form that they think they're safe. And I'm like, y'all outside. What are you? Then Barry just telling everybody who the hell he is, man.
I mean, hold on. You're taking answers. Hold on now.
No. I'm saying. So I mean, if you're on trial, you're watching the Arrowverse. That's it. Yeah, that was
good deal. Javon, you got any?
Yes, I do. From the time that I'm trying to keep up with y'all, dude. You know, Jeff, I'm trying to be a major contributor. I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I stay versed and do my homework. One thing I've noticed in the maybe 15 episodes across the board that I've caught, Batman's mentioned a lot, but we're never going to see Batman, I take it, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. He's mentioned a lot, though, if I've noticed.
Yeah.
If I'm noticing this right. Yeah,
they
allude to
Batwoman.
Oh, Batwoman. Yeah, because we care.
Yep.
You might be watching an Arrowverse show if the hero constantly needs to be told what to do. Like, if a satellite is falling, somebody needs to tell the Flash to run and stop the satellite from falling. Or...
Whoa. That was the only time he didn't do that the whole season. They just described what he did. Remember? No. They just described. They were like, what is he doing? He's trying to make a sonic boom. He just did it. He didn't even ask this time, right?
Yeah. One
it's
time.
the only time all season that happens. So no, I gotta at least give him that one. Black Lightning, shoot him with a wide burst.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, I'm in Black Lightning. I'm retired. And I'm coming out of retirement. I know how to shoot a wide burst.
Yeah, man.
Dang.
They don't let the heroes have any instincts whatsoever.
Right.
Chief, let's go with you next.
You might be watching an Arrowverse. If the whole entire season they cannot defeat the enemy and they wrap it up in an hour show on the finale. Come on. Like, yo, you can't give the defeat of an enemy 2 shows when you cracking down on them? Just the last episode, how y'all just get it all together, huh? The 22 episodes, y'all are getting your ass kicked. The last damn episode in the season. Hey, let's pull it all together, team. That's it, huh? Not last week, huh? I think we wrapped up. I mean, this dude, they took a loss from this dude the whole season. The whole season. Every episode. It wasn't an episode where you said, oh man, yeah, all right, that's a win for the good guy. No. The whole season they took a loss. And then they wrapped it up. I'm like, is this the finale? I said, this show's got a little neat bow on it. It's so beautiful. I think they made hell. It was still 20 minutes of the show left when they defeated him.
Exactly.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah, that was real. Chase, how about you?
Okay. You know you're watching a CW show if the male characters can never win an argument against their female counterpart. This was on full display this year with Oliver, who, when he was telling his wife to stay out of the line of fire when they're shooting guns and all the other stuff, he tells her to stay out of the police station, and she decides to run in there and take the flash drive that any of the people who are trained to dodge, arrows, flyer, and all the other stuff that's going on. He had to apologize for not being supportive of her wanting to run into the line of fire and potentially losing his son's mother or stepmom, and that was his fault. That was his wrong. Barry Allen had to do that so many times it wasn't funny. Since he's the only one with superpowers that actually does anything other than saying, I can't do this. Well, Barry, let's see what you can do. Supergirl, yeah, her and Mon-El's interactions this year have been laughable. because she has actually figured out how to blame him for stuff that he's not at fault for. But yet he says, you know what? You're right, baby. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not with you, but I don't have to care about my wife because, she's a side character anyway.
Gunner, what you got?
Oh, I got to do another one? Okay.
Yeah, man, we're just going to keep going until we exhaust them.
That's cool. I'll piggyback off the one I freaking said a little while ago. You might be in the Arrowverse when too many people know your secret identity. You just randomly, telling random people, Kara, honestly, I don't know how Lana Luthor don't know that's Kara. They're going to come out and be like, of course I know. I'm like, I would hope so. 1, 2, Flash. I mean, this dude takes off his mask for everybody. Anybody that's in Star Labs, sure. Oh, you can read minds? And DeVoe wants you? Cool. Let me take off my mask so you can see who I am. Oh, you just tried to kill us most of the beginning of the season and you used Killer Frost, metal lady that I don't remember your name because you weren't really a real comic book character that anybody cared about if you were a comic book character. What's her name? Metal lady.
Amunet Black.
I had that. Huh? Amunet. Yeah, she wasn't in the comic books. I do not remember her. Anyways, Amunet, oh, sure, you tried to kill us most of the time, and you were working with DeVoe to jail me. Sure, let me take off my mask, although you probably figured it out. And then Arrow, jeez, man. I mean, this is your second trial, man. There are people that were on Michael Jackson's side the first time, and then the second time, they're like, look, off spec, I'm already, okay, you did it. So I'm pretty sure most of the city already knew that he was Arrow when he's up for trial again. So, I mean, and then you got your mask off in Russia thinking, I'm in a whole other country. No one's going to know it's me. It's ridiculous. All right, that's it.
Javon, you got another one?
Yeah, it may be a CW show when budgetary constraints get in the way of producing really good action scenes. Maybe that's me just over noticing it, but it seems like with The Walking Dead, right? Shiva, I still feel like, even though the comic book dictated Shiva was going to die, I think the CGI Tiger budget kind of ran its course. So we had to make an executive decision. Or when explosions are really bad and you can see that somebody created this on a Adobe suite, maybe the budgetary constraints are getting in the way of us producing really quality action scenes. So, that's it.
You might be watching an Arrowverse show if the hero is surrounded by a team of at least 5 people, all of which eventually become heroes, and despite the hero really not needing any help, they're right in the battlefield talking about not being able to get off a shot. The biggest offender in this is clearly Supergirl because she is Supergirl. She doesn't need anyone else, but somehow she's got Guardian, she's got Mon-El and his fancy dandy cape tricks, Saturn Girl, Brainiac 5, Guardian, Alex with her sorter powers, Martian Manhunter, Papa Manhunter, Miss Martian, and anybody, and maybe from time to time, Superman. She has a ton of people around her at all times, and Supergirl never needs them. They have to come up with dumb reasons to work in why Mon-El is there, or why Martian Manhunter can get punked out by one punch from a villain, and then Supergirl has to go and do what she would just normally do if he was not there anyway. So that is really ridiculous and absurd. Team Flash was great in its first season because it was just Flash fighting bad guys, and I think the show has kind of suffered a little bit from throwing in everybody from Vibe and Killer Frost and to Elongated Man to Jay Garrick to Jesse Quick to Kid Flash. They don't really serve much of a purpose. Team Flash is at least fun, so we go along with them, but it was so much more fun when Barry was just doing it by himself because he's fast and is the Flash, so these guys shouldn't be around him anyway. Let's see. And then with Arrow, geez, that show was one dude with a bow and arrow when it started. Now he's got like 20 people. He's got an old Team Arrow, a new Team Arrow, a new Avengers, Extreme Avengers. He's got everybody, and he's got way too many people. For dude that just needs to use an arrow to shoot Diaz in the head to solve the problem of the villain by episode 16. That's mine. But Chief, what you got?
I guess you maybe watching the Arrowverse show. If you consider quitting the show at some point in time. I don't know how many times I've sat there after a show and been like, yo, why did I take this hour out of my life to watch this? And it's always something, you know me, it's always something that you be like, yo, it's just lazy. Something in there they did was lazy. And you might have, I was telling a friend the other day, I said, road rage, when you have a road rage incident, it's not that person blowing up. He's blown up particularly because of this incident, but it's been a whole list of incidents prior.
It's normal other shit.
Right. This particular incident here,
yeah.
Right, has actually taken them over the limit. So with, I don't watch Arrow, but the Supergirl and Flash, it's not that particular show's incident, that it's the previous incidents of laziness, them not paying attention to detail, them not even knowing their characters' limitations or superpowers or whatever have you. And then eventually you get to that point where you're like, yo, why do I know more about the show than the people doing the show? You know what I mean? Like, I should know. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yo, why am I watching it? Because the truth of the matter is, if I can do better than them, then what the hell am I watching them for? You know what I mean? That's like I should maybe I should sweep the show myself and have my own Arrowverse shows. I mean, we can all get together and put together and play the characters with a better script most of the time than you see on the damn show.
Hey, no argument there. Gunner, what you got, man?
You might be watching the Arrowverse show when there is a random singing or karaoke situation. Yeah. I'm about to go to. There was a musical episode that was a crossover episode of Flash and Supergirl. I get it. These Bamas were in Glee. Glee was on how many umpteen years ago. We're done with Glee. We don't care if you can sing now. Just be a freaking superhero. You signed up to be. The end.
Well, Kara is on Broadway this year, so.
I don't care. That's what you get paid to do on CW. Not sing, fly. Thank you.
Fly. You don't want any more karaoke episodes?
Thank you. No, we don't do the 10-minute and the whole beginning and then go back. Basically, at the end of that episode, too, they were at the karaoke spot for 5 minutes. So that was a whole 15 minutes of an entire hour episode. That's a quarter of an episode at karaoke. No. Barry did it once. I'm like, okay, I'll let y'all get away with that. Then they did it again, and then Kara, and then the musical episode. I'm like, yo, I think, thank God Arrow doesn't do that. I've never seen a karaoke episode of Arrow. Did I miss it?
No, there has not been one.
So season 3, season 4 was dodgy enough for me to miss some episodes. So there's that. And Legends, I just assumed there was just silliness like that. So of course there was a karaoke episode in there. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right just by not watching that show.
Jace, you're up.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go the whole entire CW universe. You're watching a CW show if you get a love triangle.
This goes back from... That's everything.
No. This is the Supergirl, from Smallville that had Clark, Lana, and Whitney to Barry, Iris, and Eddie, who's a fond relative, which we're going to stretch that out even further. And Billy, and your favorite person, Billy, who Felicity got so quick after he died that she got married probably in the same season. Every one of these shows has had a 2-second love triangle, and you're just like, did that person even matter, or did we just waste like a whole season on this person that anybody could have told you this was not going to last?
Are you talking about Barry and Linda Park?
I'm sorry, who? Okay.
Right.
Sorry. Linda, who was actually supposed to be married to Wally, who we decided to screw it with and, have him just to throw her in there for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let that one run. Javon, you got one?
You know what? No, because I noticed it. I noticed it at least over the course of a couple shows.
All right.
I was talking into the air. Is it just me or every show has a tech genius?
Yeah, every show has to have a tech genius that handles every problem with a couple of magic keystrokes and takes care of every situation that our hero could not otherwise do on their own, including opening doors.
Can I? There's one tech genius over the entire Arrowverse, and I'm like, okay, no.
Go for it.
When? Look, you were the IT cat at a newspaper, dog, and now you're running what is it, the NRO? What is it? Not the NRO. The CEO, the whole joint. They just hired you on, and you just superseded all these cats, all these men, women, black men and women that just like, oh, let's just hire this random white dude from a newspaper that can randomly do it. That seems like the most unqualified hire ever. I'm calling straight up privilege on that.
Yeah, it seems kind of ridiculous.
Thank you. He was the tech, not even the tech of the whole building, the tech of that floor, right? So he was just like he was the newsroom tech.
This help desk.
Washington Post didn't really have a newsroom tech. All our tech cats were downstairs. And you call them up. The newsroom tech was just the smartest person in the newsroom that understood the system. You know who that person was most of the time? The person that's talking right now. Me. And you can ask anybody at the Post at that point in time. Am I qualified to freaking do what he does at a government agency randomly? Hell no. And I have continuous IT training after that day and age, and I still am not qualified to do what Win does, what his name is. I'm like, how is that even possible? So I blame bad writing on that Joe, man. All of a sudden he's just, I can handle all of this. I was underestimated. Oh, and by the way, I have a criminal father who's a criminal mastermind. You ain't getting hired at no government agency.
You ain't getting no secret clearance. Trust me.
You ain't getting no secret clearance if you're an international. You know what I mean? Like,
your father's
go toe to toe with Superman. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man.
Your father's Dr. Claw. You ain't getting no secret clearance. Sorry.
You no clearance,
Jason, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying, Melvin's just a little upset that they didn't invite him to the DEO to, after his years of newspaper tech wizardry. I'm sorry for that.
I'd be underqualified. I'd be completely underqualified. I'd be like, nah, I'm good, guys. Thanks. This seems like an affirmative action hire. I'm not cool with it. No, you know how Bama's always look at you like, oh, you're just the affirmative action hire. I'm like, I am not. But in that case, I'm like, I'm totally underqualified. You just hired me because I'm black, which is equally issues. I'm like,
Well, he would be the actual only son of a super villain qualification. So, that would be his affirmative action hire.
Why is that even cool?
Right.
You shouldn't have clearance. Never mind. Never mind. I think I might have another one. You might be watching a CW show if the character that you've been waiting on to become the character takes like 3 seasons to become the character. I'm like, yo, where's Kid Flash? I guess, okay, Wally's cool. It took him a whole season and a whole randomness of just randomly. Some random stuff that happened for him to get powers, right? Waiting for Supergirl to prove this one because they just threw Guardian at us. I guess I don't. They that's the show that did like the complete opposite, right? Then how many canaries did we have before we get the woman that's actually named Dinah Lance to be the Black Canary? We had like 3 canaries before her, right, or something like that. It was ridiculous.
That's a good one. All right.
I have one more. Can I do one more?
Okay, then I'll close this out.
Yeah. I'm just going to piggyback off Gunner. You waited X number of seasons for a CW character to get powers, and then when they get powers, they have no idea what to do with them.
Right.
Look at all of everyone, and as soon as we knew Caitlin Frost, they're like, oh, that's Killer Frost. Oh, wow. Wonder when she's going to come Killer Frost. Oh, Cisco Ramon. Oh, that's going to be Vibe. Wow, that's going to be fun. Oh, wow. Wally West. Oh, that's Wally West. Oh, that's cool. It's Kid Flash. So what do we do with them? No clue. So bad that we had to get rid of Wally off the show because we have no idea what to do with him. And C distributed Curtis, Mr. Terrific, and other CW shows. Yeah.
All right, to close this off, you might be watching an Arrowverse show if the heroes keep secrets for absolutely no reason. This also extends to the supporting characters, where they keep a secret for absolutely no reason just to stretch out some artificial drama. And when the truth eventually comes out, should I tell them my secret identity? Should I tell them that I'm developing powers? Should I tell them I've lost my powers? Should I tell them that my dad's losing his memory? No, I'll keep it a secret and we'll figure it out later. Those things are annoying. And I know they try to stretch this stuff out for 23 episodes, but they should write better. People communicate, and there's no reason that these dumb secrets need to be spread out so long just so that we can have that big argument and disagreement scene later on. Fellas, that was good. We wrapped up a whole page on a small notebook. All right, let's keep this CW train rolling. Flash was the last one of the regular scheduled shows to have its season finale. So now it's time for our official Arrowverse grades from this past season. We're going to give Supergirl an incomplete because right now her season's still going. And depending on how these last few episodes turn out, the grade could go higher or lower. Let's start off with Arrow, the bad boy that got this whole train rolling. This season, Arrow dealt with a dual threat, Caden James, hacker genius extraordinaire. So he had to deal with a lot of techie problems where Felicity needed to come in and do a lot. And then we saw the split of Team Arrow thanks to their machinations. And then Ricardo Diaz came to the forefront. We got a new Black Canary, probably in Black Siren. Lost Quentin, Lance, and everybody else is back together. And no real repercussions from Prometheus's big explosion-filled island. Thea left, and everything else is status quo. Now, I liked Diaz as a bad guy, but I just needed some reason why they didn't take him out. That was a huge problem for me. I like the split with Team Arrow because it got the focus back on Oliver as a lone vigilante. I was okay with the Felicity and Arrow relationship right until the point where Felicity crashed and hacked Iris and Barry's impromptu wedding and then decided, hey, even though I trashed all over their wedding, I need one special one just for me and Oliver. And they didn't invite Barry and Iris, which was just tacky and lame. And let's see, is that all for Arrow? So yeah, so that's pretty much it. We had some good fight scenes as normal, good character work. Renee decided to pull a Jason, grabbed a hockey mask and a axe, and proceeded to try to hack away at Oliver. And for some reason, Oliver had to apologize. I'm not a big fan of Oliver going to prison to wrap things up, but at least it sets things up to some interesting path for next season. So with that said, I give Arrow season 6 a B-. I'm going to pick this up when it comes on sale on Blu-ray on Black Friday. That's not going to be the case with all of them. Jace, Gunner, I know you two watch Arrow. What's your take, Gunner?
If we're giving grades, I'm giving Arrow this season a C+. It was long. It was too long. Like there are episodes as you were going through, I was just like, oh yeah, it got great after, when he's doing the lone thing, when he's doing that crazy fight scene, and it was like Brata versus with Diaz at the same time, and he had to like kick butt all over the place and this like machine. Because I'm like, that's Oliver Queen, that's Arrow, that's the Arrow we fell in love with, right? So season 1, 2, right? So I'm like, perfect. That seems like a half a year ago. It probably really was. You know what I mean? I'm like, that season's way too long. So that's why I give it a C plus. There were some throwaway episodes. I mean, Diaz, they developed Diaz's character a little late in the game. If he set Cat on fire, like maybe like episode 4, you'd be like, all right, this might be a real character. Now I'm kind of like, they spent the whole time, who's the real bad guy? Who's this, it's a team of bad guys. Nope, it's just one dude. And it's not the dude you think it is. It's the guy you thought it was a dumb dude. Who ended up being the dumb dude? I don't know. So, C plus. The trial thing, I mentioned the trial thing. That was silly. I'm sorry. We didn't need to do the trial thing again, so we can see 2 actors we haven't seen in a while in the trial and be done with it. All right, now I'm done.
Chase, how about you?
Okay, I gave it a B minus too. I wasn't in love with old, what's his name at the end? Diaz at the end. I thought Diaz seemed like he was a very one-dimensional dude that could have been wrapped up with, an arrow in his leg, not even killing him. I mean, he literally could have gone to prison, put him in a black site, he would have been done. Fight scenes were good. And I got to correct you, Jeff. Felicity didn't invite Barry and Iris. She crashed their wedding to get married as well, after screwing up their engagement party to say she never wanted to get married in the early part in that crossover. Yeah, great friend there. And
white privilege.
Yeah, and again, and the repercussion, like that first opening episode of the season, we were expecting to see like if you didn't look at who was coming back, you were expecting to see like 2 or 3 of those guys not make it after last season. And then for all of them to be there, and the only repercussion is baby mama dead and be in a coma, that didn't have that big impact from last season that we really were just expecting to get shot in the head, that we didn't get. And even Diggle having his arm messed up and Renee having a little PTSD, that didn't really have that big of an effect. I mean, I like they tried to do something with it, but it didn't hit as well as I thought it would. But that's kind of where I give it a B minus versus a stronger grade.
All right, that's cool. Let's move on to something a little bit more controversial. Let's go to The Flash. Now, Jason and I have argued about this season pretty much all year. This one to me was a long chase, and Chief will agree that Team Flash just spent so long all season losing and failing to do anything heroic. They constantly got outwitted and outmaneuvered by the Thinker. And when everything came and said and done, they just pulled the plug on his chair and that was it. Like Barry with his super speed couldn't have done that like the first time he saw him.
I was clouded. I'm sorry.
I mean, it was. I had so many issues. Like in the end, it was just like then they gave Cecile goofy mind reading powers. We had the dumbness with DeVoe body switching after the really cool setup where he framed Barry, got him in prison, and all of a sudden he's hopping from a black dude to a country singer. To the happy-go-lucky girl, and then he's a country singer, and then he's like, hey. He's doping up his wife with something. We don't understand why he was doping her up when she was so devoted and in love with DeVoe anyway. And we never got any resolution for that. It was like, okay, I'm just doping her up just because I want to. And then, we had the dumbness where Ralph was telling Iris, you don't know what it's like to sacrifice and put yourself on the line. And Iris is like, oh no, Ralph doesn't think I'm a hero. Let me go out and do something. And I'm so sick of how Iris can have no life. She can't have anything going on for herself. So she's got to spend 24/7 catering and helping Barry with his superhero deal. And my biggest question is who is making money in the West Island household? Barry didn't have his job for half the season, and Iris was in Team Flash's Star Labs all year. I mean, I know she has her blog, but come on. She ain't keeping that house together and paying those bills off of blog income. Yeah, so that's my whole deal. And then Killer Frost's storyline was brought up when we realized, hey, we're not doing anything with Caitlyn. Let's figure out something. Oh, let's give her another codependent relationship that can keep her busy all the rest of the time. And Cisco had his issues with Gypsy when they remembered, hey, we haven't done enough with Cisco. Harry put on a magic thinking hat and lost his brain, only to get written out so a new intelligent Wells can come back next season. That was my take. Chief, what would you think about this season of Flash? Oh, and my grade for Flash would be a strong C minus, hovering close to a D. Chief, how about you?
You made some pretty excellent points. I think Flash dropped. That episode. Flash has gotten pretty much like, and I've been complaining about this thing the whole time, especially to the people listening who know. I've been saying that this thing is they've been taking the L's the whole season. I said, if you've been watching Flash, you've been watching you've been watching the team just lose. And every once in a while, they would have an episode where you'd be like, okay, this might be getting good. And they would drop the ball. And I don't know if you out there remember this episode, but DeVoe's wife discovered that she had been leaving herself some messages.
Right.
As far as, okay, so you found out that, he'd been basically using a love potion on her to keep her enamored with him, right? That's the gist I got from it. I don't know correct me if I'm wrong. So I thought that was going to be a bigger storyline than it was. Like when she left him, she didn't really technically leave him because the potion wore off and she was playing the game with him. She left him because she realized, while still being in love with him, that he didn't really love her. You know what I mean? Like that whole storyline with the love potion they kind of brushed it off. I thought she was going to come out of it, keep quiet about it, and then betray him sort of in the end.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like she went into hiding, but she was still with him. And this is with him not even administering the potion no more.
Right.
She was like, you know what I mean? She was like, yeah, DeVoe's right. I'm like, hold up, you shouldn't be under the influence of the potion anymore. Like, what are you doing? So, like, it's just so many instances that they dropped the ball. So, DeVoe's using Ralph's body, then everybody else's body is like the other people in his consciousness are gone. So he got to their powers, and then like I don't know. So it was just kind of and to be honest with you, the whole season was lost because they still took a loss at the end because actually they did leave. They did leave. When you think about it. Some of the people who had been captured by him.
Chief, say that again.
Say
that again.
I thought they would restore some.
What was that?
Yeah, your phone did some funny stuff. Say what you were saying again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Doing stuff what? Yeah.
Okay. I said at some point during the season, I thought they'd restore some of the people that he got rid of.
Mm-hmm.
But that never happened either. Like, so in essence, they still took a loss from all the people they lost that season.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're celebrating a victory at the end, and I'm like, dude, you didn't really have a victory. Like, you lost this whole season. And just to find out this whole time it was that easy to get rid of DeVoe. I mean, how simple was it? It was, 25 minutes in?
Yep.
He was defeated, and you defeated him like they tried this weak Matrix, Mr. Smith.
That was garbage.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It was so bad.
And then he swung Ralph in a circle and defeated him. I was like, yo, what is that?
That was straight Matrix 2 right there. That was literally Neo spinning around on a.
It looked like the same CGI from back then too.
Yeah, it was garbage. And then everything got wrapped up in a neat candy shell. At first I said, well, maybe he's gonna jump into the baby. You know.
That would have made sense.
I don't know. This whole and then is DeVoe's wife, she part of the team now? Is she gonna what is like did they bring her to justice? She just like, yo, they just let her go? Is that
you aided and abetted in all these murders, but you're free since you helped us out. Good luck with getting your life back on track.
Yeah, go on, you're free, girl. Like, that was it? Okay. So, yeah, I concur, man. C minus, D plus. I mean, it's somewhere in between that D plus, C minus. It's not quite a C minus, not kind of quite a D plus, like in between whatever the taint of that is. That's where it rests. The season, it just didn't make any damn sense for the most part. And then, like I said, at the end, they defeated them too easy. I mean, this dude was sending cybernetic samurais in the beginning. You know what I mean? You are the Flash. You're capable of running what? At the speed of light? Technically? Why did it take so long? Why, when he saw the hole, him and Ralph were standing there, and he was like, yo, you just got to go through that hole, and you defeated the vote.
Right.
I'm like, you run the speed of light. Like, why? You didn't even have to, you grab him. Like, hey, fold yourself into a little ball. I'm going to pick you up and carry you through the hole. Like, what are you doing? Like, this just, like, all these shows, and I don't know, like I said, I don't watch Green Arrow, but some of these things can be solved so simply if the character uses powers.
Hey, Chief, there's another, and speaking of, the thing with the DeVoe fight in the Matrix, why didn't that DeVoe use any of his powers? He just was like, I'll just use my numbers. Instead of using any of his powers that gave Flash and crew fits all season. He couldn't have gotten to that portal at all if he just used his gravity or, his method. Anything.
Any of them.
Right.
Any of them.
Something. This was the whole point of him stealing all the power.
Right.
And that's it. That's another thing. Like, at the end, he didn't even use any of his powers, really, except for to jump from portal to portal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, listen, like I said, at some point, it just became, you were watching it, and then you were saying, yo, what are they doing? Like maybe because it's on the CW, they don't have the money for great writers? I don't know. Maybe the writers don't get paid. Maybe the writers make what we make. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they just
budgetary constraints.
You know? Yeah. They just 6-figure guys who just come in and hey, listen, this is what we're gonna do. And they're like, you know what? We don't make enough money to make a good product. You know? And here it is. I would love to see what an Avengers, the writers for Avengers would put together on the CW for a year. Could you imagine how good that show would be if people were actually if they actually had characters who lived up to the villains they should be, and the heroes actually knew their powers.
Chief, that would be the production budget probably. The writers would probably be the production budget.
Listen, man, it may be, but I kind of would just rather a writer sit there and read me the script You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I can imagine in my head versus some of the product.
The trash that they trot out there on a weekly basis.
Right. So if you had a good ass script and you were like, look, I'm just gonna sit here, you close your eyes, relax, I'm gonna read you this good ass script.
Have a drink,
and then you put it together in your mind. Yeah.
Isn't that how Legends of Tomorrow works, though? Isn't that how Legends of Tomorrow? Someone just said, "Yo, just read me this." Yo, you know what we need to do is just get drunk and come up with some shit.
Hey, listen. Hey, Gunner, that's what you do when you listen to a book on file, like a book on, you know, you put your earphones on and you listen to a dude read you the book. Like, yo, and you okay with that? Yo, read me the book, son. It should be called Writer's Hour. Your favorite character's Writer's Hour. And you just sit back and close your eyes for that hour and listen to a good ass script. And that way you can picture the characters your damn self. And then a lot of it will be better than what the hell you're watching.
And then you just see like the action scenes, but all the other talking, just as a writer, just hey, here's what could happen.
Some regular guys are robbing a bank. Flash runs in, and within 4 seconds they're subdued. Like that shouldn't be a hard thing when he's taking care of regular people. You know what I mean? Like some of these characters that they're fighting in these universes are regular people with maybe a freeze gun or jet boots or whatever the hell. Like, why is that a problem for you? You know, like I said, man, D+, C- in between.
Whew. Oh man, Gunner, what you got on this, man? What's your grade for Flash?
Listen, I've given Flash an A for season 1 and 2. I'll give them a B+ for season 3. This is 4, right?
Yep.
Oh God. I mean, they get like a B- to a C right here, C+ here too, because again, the season was just so long, and I'm like, and then okay, DeVoe had to have slowed down or something with all these powers, right? So his brain is, he's got too arrogant, whatever. But he started off being such a good villain. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sitting here like, this is going to be wonderful. And then the origin story when the first Wells was like, oh, I've heard of you, dog. Yeah, I know who you are. Good luck, bruh. I was like, oh, snap, I like that. Like, they started off so good. I was going to say it again. The season was too long. So now you got like 18 filler episodes. Did they sing in this one too? Did they sing in this season too? Somebody sang. And I'm
Are
like,
they really singing in these episodes?
Yeah, he was on Glee, so they got to show off their singing talents, even though they signed a contract to be superheroes. Moving on. I'm like, I'm down with the whole script reading because there's a couple throwaway episodes here. I'm tired of Killer Frost, the Hulk situation. We didn't even see her in the last episode. They've been foreshadowed. Like, there's so many like things that they kind of like put at you, and then they just didn't continue it. Like the love potion thing you just mentioned, man. I'm like, okay, cool. We ain't seen a love potion, and then like from like that episode, like 10, 6 more episodes after that, it was like, what love potion? What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. All I know is she was trying to build some water and got blown up, and that's how she got with DeVoe. I'm like, y'all didn't even know what y'all were writing. Like, did the Supergirl writers take over, like, that one? Because that's some Supergirl stuff. Not Legends bad, but it was pretty Supergirl bad, the way they wrote that and just left the plot out there, like, randomly. And then just didn't complete it. So I feel like somebody, like, took off and then came back in or something. I don't know. And again, all of this is a victim of having 20-some-odd episodes. I mean, you really need to have, like, 15. The end.
Pretty good.
So, yeah, man, this is the first, like, B- to a C+. I got to give Flash, man. I mean, Flash is still Flash to me, man. I mean, I'm always going to be cool when Jay Garrick shows up because, remember, that's the 90s Flash, man. I'm always cool with that, right? So, I'm digging vibe, knowing how to use his powers. I was not digging him breaking up with his girl. Like, that was just dumb. I'm like, that was just dumb. I'm sitting here like, why are you, what? You can't hit. Yeah. Anyway, he gonna wake up and regret that later in life. I'll just say that. And yeah. B plus. Excuse me, B minus, C.
All right, Jace, you bring it up. What you got?
Okay, you guys kind of touched on a lot of stuff. I gave it a grade of C. This is the first season of Flash. I'm not going to buy because I don't think enough happened that merited watching it again. It's not even like, it's like one on Netflix. Like if it goes to the next one, you just say stop, go to the next season, or watch something else. I thought there were like you guys touched on it, there were way too many plot holes. One thing is like the really thing that got me is like DeVoe, that season, like that winter break finale was so good. You're like, dang, DeVoe got this dude. And then after that, it was like DeVoe just kept falling down as being this really bad character that, what was it? Like last season, Savitar really was like, dang, this dude was so awesome. We had to come up with this great idea to get him because he was just awesome. But then we just put Cecile's head in there, and that didn't make any sense. I was like,
right.
Okay. Then we actually lost like 3 good characters, like, well, Gypsy, other reasons, Kid Flash, and Jesse Quick. We lost those characters, and we got Ralph in his place. Not a good trade-off. And I just think it's like DeVoe was like one of those. Hey, he needed to call in all his resources to at least try to stop him, versus calling in guys who did nothing. Like his team just was not in. Like they couldn't have done anything. Like Oliver would have been useless. But hey, let's at least call in Supergirl, and she's like, yeah, I can't help. Sorry, my bad. But just. Season felt too long, a lot of goofy episodes at the end, and the Matrix episode at the end just didn't help me make the season feel like it was great. So, yeah, I'm going to have to pass on this one and give it a C.
Okay, so you guys were not brave enough to go through the entire season of Legends of Tomorrow, but I did ask you all to watch the season finale. So let me summarize the season. Basically, if you watch Legends of Tomorrow, you have to have really little interest in the comic book versions of those characters because they treat them all terribly. Vixen is probably the only one that kind of emerges unscathed from their random treatment of the characters. But even then, you'd never remember that she came from the 1940s if you watched an episode this season. Like, she doesn't act at all like she's from the 40s, and that's always felt to me a big misstep. If you're going to bring in somebody from a different time period, they should act different and not just like everybody else. And the show is just always so ridiculous. Like they're the one Arrowverse show that treats dudes like they're morons. There is no cool dude on the Legends team. They're just a bunch of varying degrees of nerd, super nerdy, and geek. And none of them are cool. But it's just weird because they don't treat the females in any of the other shows the way they treat the dudes on Legends of Tomorrow. Like, Ray is stupid. He's such a dweeb. Heatwave, he's just a Neanderthal. He's a caveman moron. Nate is just a dweeb, and Wiley's just happy to be somewhere where he's the only speedster and he can run really fast and show off and impress no one. So yeah, I just hate the mix of characters. Constantine is coming back. He's going to be a series regular next year, but I just don't know if I could do another season. In this season, they did some craziness. They had Gorilla Grodd come in to deal with some stuff with Gypsies folks. Damien Dark was the main bad guy for most of it. They were trying to stop this alien or demon mollusk from possessing or coming back and enslaving the world or whatever. It was just weird. It's super dark for a show that's always so super corny. One episode, the team had to help Barry. Not Barry Allen, but Barry Obama. And to show how on the nose the show writers are. Sarah comes and says, after having a talk with young college President Obama, she goes, "Man, I miss you." Now, for a time traveling
Oh
show,
my God.
why in the world would Sarah be like, "I miss you"? She's never in the current day, so there's no reason for her to care about what's going on in the current day. She's not around. So this is stupid stuff that Legends does. It's just like, haha, wink, wink. Yeah, we're cool, we're hip, we know what's going on, and it's like watching a Deadpool movie if the jokes weren't funny. And that's every 60 or 45 minutes of watching Legends of Tomorrow. And I know some people love it, but I can't stand it. And I'm not even going to watch it even I'm not going to review, and I'm just going to watch it for fun. I'm just not going to watch it. So in the season finale, it was everything that made Legends awful. And since you guys have not been enduring this ride, I want to hear your thoughts on the season finale. Jay's Gunner, I know you guys saw it because y'all were tweeting me as you watched it. Which one of y'all wants to go first?
Gunner, you can go ahead.
Go ahead, Jason.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jason.
Oh, right, okay.
Because I got a bone to pick. Go, please go.
We were given this assignment by our evil substitute teacher telling us to watch this episode. Legends, it's like, okay, even not knowing, I didn't watch an episode beside the season finale. I'm like, Ray does stupid things. Check. Kid Flash is smiling the whole time when he could handle most of their villains in 2 seconds. Yeah, check. Sarah comes up with this stupidest plan possible. Check. And she finds the one girl. I watched, I think the crossover. Like, she found the one person that she wanted to be with. Okay, that was usual CW. I don't understand the whole 2 Vixen things, but I'm like, okay, that's fine. But Nate was so annoying in his limited role in that. I'm just like, your Colossus ripoff is just horrible. Like, you could literally be a historian telling these guys, hey, how not to screw up time. Nah, I'm just going to be a complete geek and just happy to be here. But then the big resolution, this big time-traveling demon, I was worried that they were going to come up with a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, because that really seemed like, or a Care Bear. Nope. They came up with some Bebo toy. I don't even know what the heck he was. But Bebo, a blue plush doll, was taking on the big time-traveling demon that was going to rule the world. I had to laugh because it was so absurd, but there was no way I could subject myself to 20 hours of this show to get to that resolution. I mean, you just have to just say, hey, like I said, Jeff, if you knew Ray shouldn't be anything like this. Heatwave is a splash villain. Like, it's like, and then they just went down the litany of characters over there, like, wow, Hawkman and Hawkgirl could have been useful in this. Like, Firestorm could have been useful in this show. But the way the guys we got in this show, it is just bad. I could not recommend watching this show. Like, if you needed to torture somebody to get information out of them, put them down at a chair, strap them down, and make them watch 3 hours. They will tell you everything you need to know. Like, what they will tell you their mama's social security number just to get out of this torture. So, just couldn't do it. No. It's like, so next time you try and ask, well, I was bored and asked, can you watch this? I'm gonna be like, no, Jeff, I got to do a thing. Can't do it.
All right, Gunner, what you got?
I got my end of the tolerance of that show. Season 1, episode 4. Then, all right, let's start with the one thing that would be something that I would watch when he came on the show was Kid Flash. I'm like, okay, cool, we replaced a brother with a brother. Yeah, that's what y'all do. Got it. If you're watching a CW show, that's what happened. But the brother still has straight hair. I'm telling you, that was like the switches of the switcheroos I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, why are they cocking this dude's hair? Didn't this Bama just have like a bush like me? Like, no? Oh, okay. So sorry, I gotta point that one out. I just noticed it. Then I'm like, what is this Captain Planet totem? These Bamas literally said wind, water, fire, earth, and heart. I'm like, what? Or feelings, whatever it was. Yeah, I was like, they making Captain Planet? What the hell is that? And then they made a joke about Voltron. I'm like, yeah, because you had to stay away from the real joke because you guys really were ripping off Captain Planet to stop some demon? Like, where? Then Damien Dark sacrifices him for his daughter, whom I don't even know who the heck, how they found his daughter. Why is Damien Dark still alive anyway? All this stuff, who cares? I'm like, yo, they just throwing everything together on this show. And I was like, okay, now they was like, oh, I have an idea. Let's go to the Wild West. And at that point, I hated Jeffrey Lyles because he made me watch this show. And I was like, these Bambas are going to the Wild West again because they love doing that crap. And there's Jonah Hex. I'm like, well, there's a saving grace. Honestly, the only saving grace. Mm-hmm. He's sitting here like, what the hell are y'all doing? I'm like, with you. Then they try to, like, they practice, right? They practice in their Care Bear stare, Captain Planet, Earth, Wind, Water, Heart. You know what I mean? I'm like, fire, whatever. And I'm like, what? They make some weird, nasty monster thing? I'm like, that joint looked like the end of The Fly 2. Like, I was like, what is going on? I had no clue what was going on the entire show. Then they're fighting these demon-like characters that were in the beginning of the season when I was like, oh, this looks interesting. No, it doesn't. Still not watching the show. And, you know, they had this crazy army fight scene thing, and they got 2 vixens. And, yeah, like, how I had to remember. I'm like, wait, that's the vixen from the 40s. He's not acting like a 40s person. Mm-mm. And who's this other vixen? Like, she's not, did they skip over a vixen? I'm confused. They skipped over an old girl who was playing Vixen, which the best Vixen ever, that was on Arrow straight up, and the voice on the Seed one. They skip over that one? That's supposed to be her daughter? Like, I don't understand. Yeah. Then they got like, then she was like, you know, doing peyote or whatever and channeling, you know, the old ancient ancestors, and they just dancing in a circle, la-di-da. Like, I guess I was like, what's happening? The most black characters I've seen on this show. Anyway, the show, and then here comes like half a firestorm. And I'm like, why is Jax here? He's married to Witch Fix? Like, I'm just so confused out of the entire thing. And partly because I just don't watch this crap. Secondly, because the writing's bad. And then to top it all off, they make a damn Stay Puft. They get the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man spinoff thing. I don't even understand. I'm like, it was supposed to be like Fake Colossus idea, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, what? I don't even understand. Don't y'all already have powers? Like, what's happening? This is like some Captain Planet, Power Ranger craziness, and then here's the 2 monsters fighting, and this weird, like, that. It was just like, of course, here's the absurd thing, this purple thing, and that wasn't the worst thing about the show. That blue thing, just fighting this thing. I was like, oh, that's funny, that's cute. Cool. That wasn't even the worst part of the show. I was like, that's funny. You gotta get some relief. And then how did the show end? I don't even remember. Like, what was the end?
Gary was dressed up like Constantine, who then showed up and said, you guys have caused a bigger problem. Surprise.
Okay. That's how much I cared. I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna turn this off.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, Chief.
So, can I give this thing an F? Because, I mean, the whole show.
Go for it. Yeah, it was. The
whole show was terrible. I mean, F since season 1, episode 4, and it's been downhill from there.
Chief, did you watch this?
The finale wasn't bad. I mean, season 1.
No, I didn't. I didn't see it.
No, I was trying to talk over Jason, who said season 1 wasn't that bad.
Season 1 had some issues. But yeah, okay. So that was Legends, and I just can't do that show anymore. So now that we're all caught up with everything else, and I, right before the show, watched Supergirl, we need to talk about what's happening right now with Supergirl, a.k.a. the one Arrowverse show where they can't remember who their lead character is because they make her sound like a raving lunatic who can't apologize or be wrong about anything. Oh man, so let me give it up to the reason I watch Supergirl, and that is Lena Luthor, because she is pulling out full cut cards and holding up full length mirrors to Kara / Supergirl on every episode now. And she's just bringing truth bombs. And Kara just sits there with a dumb look on her face because it's like, wow, yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, that does not carry over to my whip boy Mon-El, who is whipped for someone who is not his wife or his girlfriend. And even James apologizes for being truthful and honest in his relationship and betraying, quote unquote, his friendship with Supergirl because she's really there to protect them. Oh boy. I have so many problems with Supergirl right now. It's like the writers don't understand she's supposed to be the hero. She's supposed to be the inspiring person. This last episode, Supergirl sat back and watched both James and the girl who was part of the cult go, no, I'm going to sacrifice myself, and I don't care what it costs me. And if I have to put myself at risk, in jeopardy, then I'm going to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Supergirl sat back and like she was eating popcorn, like, wow, whoa, man, that's quite the decision. And in the same episode, she's like, I can't tell Lena my secret. And then Mon-El's trying to find a big pen with some ink left in it so he can co-sign and go, yeah, because if you tell her your secret, you're really being selfish because you want to feel better. And I'm like, what kind of backwards logic is this? She is saying in one breath, Lena's my best friend. But she won't tell her best friend, despite everybody in the DEO office knowing that she's Supergirl. But she won't tell her one best friend because she doesn't want her to be put in harm's way. So, fellas, help me out. Chief, you told me you watched this. What's your take on what's going on in Supergirl right now?
Man, where do you begin with Supergirl? So, alright. So, of course, you know, the last two episodes I mentioned earlier, Supergirl has talked the villain for that week out of doing what they came to do. First it was Rain. The previous week, she was going to, I guess, for whatever reason, kill the daughter. I'm not quite sure how that came about, but she was going to kill the daughter. And then this week, the girl in the cult became whatever the cult plays to, and then she talked the entity that was in her out, or the power that was in her out. So, all right, Supergirl and Rain are fighting. So it's a three-part bullet. This is they slowed the bullet down so you can see the bullet break into the three different parts. It hit Rain and had no effect. And I remember thinking to myself, well, what's the point of showing you the bullet, like slowing down the bullet like it was something to see? I don't understand the writing behind it. So at one point, Rain comes, because you know what I'm talking about. Rain comes, they're fighting outside the mother's house. She kills the mother for whatever reason. They throw her into the house as it burns.
No. So the funny thing was, I had Jace rewind this because the house was not burning. She threw her into the house, and all of a sudden it started burning.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing going on in the house. She throws her, all of a sudden it starts catching on.
It's just like, you're like, what?
Yes. I was like, wait, did that just happen? It just happened.
Like the 80s show where like just one bullet makes the car explode. I was like, what the hell?
Right.
Oh, I was.
And then they didn't.
Right.
So she's in the house. They didn't go in after her.
Well, they had to get Martian Manhunter and the mother out because Martian Manhunter is completely neutered to do anything.
So
he could have taken the
mom.
mom. He could have taken the mom to the headquarters, and Supergirl could have got Rain. But yeah.
So they just left. They just left Rain, the person they've been chasing after all this time. All right, she's in the house. We're gone. Let's use this as our escape. So my man, he basically tells his wife that he's going to kick it with Supergirl, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm here if you decide to come back to me." Can you imagine that? Can you imagine going to your wife and saying, "Listen, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna run me some hoes, and that's where I want to be right now." And imagine her looking at you. That's fine. And when you're finished running these streets again, I'll be right here waiting for you when you come back. I mean, that's basically, and then he flew off. He left. I'm like, wow.
Did he just skirt it off? Yeah. I'm sitting here like,
yeah.
Man return.
That's what's good. That's what
She'll be around.
Yeah,
I'll be around.
Is this what how the streets now? Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me go out and do my dirt, then I'll come home and love you better. Oh, okay. Okay, Pac.
Right.
So that happened.
But my favorite part of that whole love triangle is how they have managed to not make Supergirl look like the bad person, the home wrecker, the entire time. It's like, come on. She's like, hey, buddy, no, we're friends. And it's like, it's completely one-sided. And she's done nothing that should make Mon-El go, you know what? I really need to be with Kara. There's nothing. But because they can't make Kara look bad in anything, she has to be an innocent to this home wrecking that she's taking part in.
But she is. Dude, just mess it up.
And she's not going, hey, you need to go back to your wife. She's just, hey, thanks for coming back. It's so good of you to help.
Does she have to? Does she have to?
Well, according to Brainiac, there's a 30% chance that Rain gets stopped if any Legionnaire stays behind.
Hey, Brainiac could do a lot of good.
Yeah, 80%. It's 51% if it's just Supergirl. It's 80% if one of the Legionnaires stay behind.
And it doesn't matter which one.
How convenient.
Right. So then, this part with this Lena Luthor situation going on, right? And the Lena Luthor, fine. I'm cool with the fact that she's starting to become, disenfranchised with Supergirl, like sort of like a Lex Luthor. She's starting to get on that, I don't mess with you joint, and that's fine. But now you find out that Jimmy Olsen has been playing both sides of the field, right? So he's like, yeah, I told her the truth because I care about her, and yada, yada. And I'm thinking, well, that's cool, Jimmy, but at this point, you're out of the circle. You know what I mean?
Wait a second.
Because once you snitch, once you tell.
I have to defend James Olsen here. So,
why?
Because in the first season, he was all right. So in the first season, Supergirl played that home wrecking role again, where James is happily married, and then all of a sudden, after hanging out with Supergirl, he's infatuated, and she's actually trying to encourage that a lot more than she is with Mon-El. And so then when James's marriage dissolves and it's some fiery, flaming mess, and he's like, all right, Kara, let's do this thing. Let's be a couple. She's like, sorry, buddy. I think it's best to stay friends. So at that point, his loyalties to her should be always with a question mark, with a heavy bit of consideration for she's kind of shady towards me. And when the chips come down, her loyalty is all over the place. So when Lena was like, hey, I trust you. I love you. Nobody else sees me as who I am. He's like, look, I'm with Lena. I'm hooking up with Lena. She's showing me way more love, way more trust, way more attention and affection. Because when James wanted to be a superhero, Kara was pissing all over that. She was like, no, you can't be a superhero. Only I can be a superhero because only I have superpowers and you can't do anything. So Kara's been trash to him for a long time. And for him to be like, look, Supergirl told me to do this, and I didn't because I'm with you and you're down for me. And when Lena was like, look, I'm down with you too. Let me tell you a little secret that I know. So I have no problem with him doing that because Lena's been down for him a million more times than Supergirl ever was.
Well, that's not my problem, Jeff. If that's fine that he can be down for Lena and they do their thing. I'm saying that once you for example, me and you got your loyalty to whoever you are in your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have a situation. But I know that every time I tell you a secret here on this situation, it may or may not make it back to that other side, to your family. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So at that point, I've got to limit what you know. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that you
That's
can't
that dumb
be
secret
loyal
thing
to
that
your
they
family.
have. But this the whole thing with Supergirl. She's not telling the one person who she considers her best friend when everybody at the DO knows her secret identity, who could casually mention it when Lena's there. Oh yeah, did you see Supergirl before she changed into Kara? Huh? What? So everybody there knows her secret identity. And she acts like it's such a big deal to tell Lena, when if she told Lena a long time ago, when they first started kicking it with the four of them, when it was Sam, Alex, Lena, and her, and she just mentioned to them, hey, y'all are my girls, we've been kicking it, Alex is trying to adopt Ruby anyway, here, I'm Supergirl. Like she did with Wynn right away. I mean, geez.
Thank you.
I mean, so
she did that to the newsroom
right.
test, man.
She's had no problem doing this. And for some reason, Lena is this, oh, well, I can't put her in jeopardy. Lena's the most capable person on the show. She's got a vault that could stop Superman from the movie. And she's got a secret lair that Rain could not find until Alex harassed her to find out where the secret headquarters was. And then, hey, Rain found it because Alex gave up the info. So Lena is totally capable. And for some reason, I can't tell Lena. Lena can invent super weapons that can take out Daxamites. Nope, can't tell Lena because I don't want her to get hurt. Come on, man. I just can't care on
Lena
this.
is a Luther.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't tell Luthers that you super whatever, that you're a Kryptonian. That's just bad. And then, you know what I mean?
You don't buddy up with them.
They already know that she already know that, like, her and Clark are cousins, because then it's over.
Dude, Lena.
I'm just saying. It's not. I'm thinking better than the writers. That's all.
Yeah.
Writers probably didn't even think that through.
Because they're making it real bad. Because it's just it makes Kara look bad. And I think on the show called Supergirl, the last character who should be made to look bad is Supergirl. Jace, what do you think about this? I'm sorry, Chief. Did you have anything else?
All right. Since we were actually watching this last episode, I think we made it every 3 minutes before Jeff had to just pause and say, no. What? That made no sense. Come on. Oh, come on. So I think if he had a remote control or a pillow, he would have thrown it at the TV like 10 times. Supergirl as a person is not a good... She is not a person you'd be at, other than, she could speed around the world and all that stuff. She's not somebody you'd hang out with. Like, I hang out with Lena Luthor. She's smart, makes some kryptonite. We could be running this whole place. Like, Anne actually looked like she was down for, hey, James, when James was pouring out his heart about, being a black man as a vigilante, and how everybody was really going to be affected by that.
Yeah, Lena woke.
She was. Totally woke.
Yeah, I mean, again, I still had to laugh at him. Like, James, you're not that important. I mean, literally, you don't do that many saves. But, hey, he had his moment. I was like, good job, guy who does the acting for James did a good job on that. But Supergirl's a jerk. I mean, this is like, Lena's the only one who's like, hey, here is this giant full-size mirror. Hey, you are a jerk. You lie to everybody. And you just never, it's kind of it's like, she's like the most privileged, I'm sorry. When she was given basically, hey, Lena, this kryptonite can affect me. And Lena just literally just dressed her down like everything in the world can dress us. Do you just hear us complaining about one thing that can kill us? We just man up and deal with it. She was just, but it can affect me, and I'm special. I'm a special little butterfly, and you guys need to protect me. I mean, they spend half the episode protecting her ego, so I understand how she could come to that conclusion. But
Hey, Chase, do the voice again.
oh, protect me! I'm so special. Oh my! But then one of the more laughable things of that last episode was when Alex said, "Hey, hold on, I can't get a shot up." What? Your little magnet gun can do nothing. It hadn't even been effective. Like, hey, say it was like a kryptonite gun and you can't get a shot off. You got some magnets that wind could make for everybody in the DEO. If this was so effective, the whole fleet should be put out DEO, and if you see Rain use one of the wind guns, and Rain will be dealt with. No, it's like, I know, Alex, you're special too. You need to get a shot off.
Hey.
And it's just that, like, Ruby was perfectly safe in Lex's mansion, no cell phone access. But no, Alex, hey, no, we have to know, because we're just better than you. And wait, 5 minutes later, hey, can I give a call to my mom? Sure. I'll leave my cell phone unlocked in front of a 10-year-old. Sure, it won't. Nothing bad will happen here.
But it did.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, honestly, I text Jeff, I'm like, there are 3 more episodes of Supergirl left.
Hey, man.
As I said to one of my college buddies, Supergirl could be the best show out of all of these shows, but they make Supergirl so unlikable. It's just like, just turn that corner, and this could be the best show. Like, make it so Martian Manhunter doesn't need to get punked out by the easiest thing in the world. Like, if you know you like, put some earplugs in if you got to worry about some hearing aids. Like, why can't you deal with some sonic boom or something like that? You fly faster than this girl scream, but yet, I have to be taken out for 5 months because this scream really hurts me, Supergirl. You can handle this because you're just better than me. It's like, stop with the pandering. Like, she is actually better than them, but you don't have to treat her with kid gloves to make her really feel special. It's so annoying. Okay, all right, I'm done.
Javon, I know you watched this. We talked about this right before. What's your take on what's going on in Supergirl, man?
I wish I was as caught up as all of you so I could have the same takes, but it doesn't take much to have the same take. It seems like we hate this show in unison, and it's not so much that we hate the show, it's that we hate the character of Supergirl. And it's got nothing to do with the actresses, how they're portraying this character of Supergirl. And it just doesn't make sense. Like I said, I could see if Supergirl was just some vacuous teenager in a mall with a cell phone taking selfies and trying to find a skirt that's cute in her size. But she's Supergirl. She should be better than what she is. And it's like whoever's writing for this show doesn't respect the fact that this is Supergirl.
Real quick, let's break down our dummies of the week. Gunnar, let's start with you.
Oh, yeah, the week. Oh, my gosh. I got to narrow it down? All right. Flash team for not getting the fact that, I mean, I feel like the vote wasn't at the end there. You know, you got the girl coming in saying, look for the good. Like, okay, let's come up with all these contractions that we already used and failed, and we probably could have used in the first place. Do this. Then you unplug him from the chair and all that. Dummies of the week, Flash. Team. Except for Flash.
Chase, what you got?
I'm going to go with Minel and Kara for listening to Alex say, hey, I can't get a shot off. They should have literally laughed at her like, just protect the girl we actually came here to save, not worry about you trying to get your little moment in the sun. So I'm giving it to those two.
All right. Chief, who you got?
I got the vote. This is a guy who spent the whole season telling all of us that he has already calculated for that particular instance. So no matter what they did, he was like, I've already foreseen this. Don't you think that I planned for this already? Yada, yada. That was his stick. You know what I mean? You didn't plan for the unplugging of your chair? You know what I mean? You didn't plan for neglecting your wife. Huh?
He kills Ralph. This whole episode's done. They have no chance. Because it wasn't even a chair. It was like if you took out Ralph, he can't control his body. DeVoe wins. Game over.
All right, Javon, wrap it up.
My dummy of the week is one Jennifer Schultz. For those of you who don't know who Jennifer Schultz is, she is the Oakland barbecue Becky that called 911 on black men for using a charcoal grill in a non-designated area of a public park while black. She had to point out their ethnicity, by the way, in that 911 call. If you watch that video toward the end when she runs through the gas station convenience store, as she likes to or would like to think that she's being accosted by someone, she starts with the Becky tears, which I think are hilarious. It just goes to show what you have to go with, or what you have to go through, rather, as a black man in this country, when you can't even grill outside in a public park anymore because somebody's going to call the police on you for being black with a grill. She's the dummy of the week because she took the time out to be offended by black people grilling in a public space. That's just, forget all these TV shows, man. Every week somebody is doing something like this somewhere in the world, somewhere in this country rather, and we need to call these people out. Forget the CW shows. They're going to be dumb no matter what we say or do. This is bad. It's just bad news altogether. These are the people that deserve the dummy of the week. Because she had to get 5150 psych evaluated for what she did, for being a racist. You dumb idiot. So, yeah. I'm not going to go further on that one.
Mine is, and I'm going to use a rare one, my dummy of the week are the entirety of the NFL owners, with the exception of Jed York, who abstained from this ridiculous vote to make it a finable offense for players who decide to take a knee, even though the issue is pretty much dead on life support as it was, and for ridiculously caving into a bully, because as you know, anytime you give in to a bully, they just want more. So big ups to you guys for being spineless pansies. Good work. I will continue to not buy anything NFL related for the second year. Fellas, that was it for this one. We appreciate the fire, the energy, and all that great stuff. We're gonna be back. We're going to talk some movies because it's summer blockbuster season, and geez, by the time we get back, it'll be time to get ready for all the big blockbusters for the summer, including Solo and including Deadpool 2. So we'll break it all down. And fellas, that's it for this one. Thank y'all for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.